In episode 1 of Christian Thinkers and His Age, I mentioned how Augustine and Thomas Aquinas were Christian thinkers who managed to find a way to save Christianity in a time of crisis. Today, I would like to introduce Wittgenstein because he is the philosopher that might end up saving our generation. Why do I mention Wittgenstein? Because partly it is personal. I was a pupil of Wittgenstein, and most of the thinking or writing that I am showing you now is really a product of my reflection as a pupil of some pupils of Wittgenstein. Now, people think of Wittgenstein as if he were a Western philosopher in the tradition of all the great Western philosophers of his age. Yet, if we really look carefully at his writing and his thinking, we might be able to mention the fact that he's actually someone who is inspired by the teaching of Buddhism. This is not my discovery. Many other scholars have come to the same conclusion. What does it mean? It means that many of the writings and the saying of Wittgenstein is similar to the writing or the saying of the Buddha. Now, as we know very well, the Buddha spent his whole life trying to find out what is truth, how to escape from the problems of his time. That is, being born, the toil of living, the toil of being sick, and the toil of dying. He finally got an answer, and this was his awakening. He realized that everything was an illusion. So he started telling people not to be obsessed with the things of their immediate present, but rather recognize that everything is an illusion. His work became very, very popular, and he started preaching and teaching. But at the end of his life, he found out that people misunderstood his teaching. So he started talking about the true way to nirvana is knowing that everything is an illusion, and that everything includes even the teaching of the Buddha, the image of the Buddha, the promise of the kingdom of joy in the world of Buddhism. He argued that only when people realize that everything, including the sacred, is an illusion, will they be able to have truth and true reality in their midst. Now, Wittgenstein argues almost the same thing. And what he argues is that all the great teachings of the world, including Christianity, is really an illusion if we try to use human language to describe it. So we have to realize the limitation of our human language in talking about the divine things or things that we have not personally experienced. This means that thinking or the using of our language is really like a game. It is in this game that we practice the rules and also that we actually play the game.